Okay guys, so I thought I'd give you a bit of an update on the Sky Q front. Sadly it's not gone to plan, I'll explain why. In a nutshell, the Sky engineer's just been round, he's come and gone. Sadly my set of flats isn't quite Sky Q ready. Now I did query this up front with Sky, who said they make a slight alteration. I thought, fine, I can go with that, no problem, but it turns out there is more needed. So unfortunately Sky Q Silver at least is on a pause for the moment. In terms of next steps for myself, I've got to speak to the people who manages the TV installation unfortunately in the building, as it's not just me living here, it's other people. So disappointed to say the least. However, I've still got Sky HD which still does the job, so very good because I was really looking forward to it. But it is what it is, that's the way the cookie crumbles sometimes. So for the moment it's on pause just in case. What I'm going to need to do, if we can, is get the communal setup downstairs, which I'll show you in a minute, upgraded to allow the new technology in, which allows me to use Sky Q and also the other residents in the building to use the standard Sky Plus. So that's that. I thought I'd give you a bit of an update on that. Just to let you know the reasons why you've not had an unboxing of the Sky Q Silver, because I don't have one. They wouldn't let me have it. I can't even use it on just 2 satellite feeds. But there you go. If it turns out I can't have Sky Q, well then that's the way it is. I'm gutted in a way, but at the same time I can still watch Sky Television, which is the main purpose. I probably will treat myself though to a 2 terabyte HD box, to be fair though. But anyway, we'll come to that if we get to it. So I'll have a look, I'll show you the communal area, which that looks like for people who don't live in flats, what that kind of looks like for people. And also doing a slight change in network setup there to kind of declutter my living room. So I'll show you a quick update. I know I've just done a recent video which is here for my network, but I have made it slightly different, a lot less better. It's a lot better, and I do seem to have a speed improvement because it's going to the master socket now, which is ace. So I'll have a look round, but for the time being guys, unfortunately these, which is the letter and the Sky viewing card, is on hold. I have just found Sky, and you know my standard television will carry on over. Not sure what's going to happen in terms of the equipment, because obviously I haven't got the hardware for the TV, but obviously I do own a Sky Q hub which no one's said anything about, so we'll have to wait and see, and I'll keep you updated on it. Hopefully they'll let me keep it. But if not, it's not the end of the world, because it is just a router in the day with no wireless. So let's go and have a look at downstairs in the communal area. Okay, so this is the Communal Sky Dish door. We'll open that and have a look at the switch itself. So as you can see, it's on the right hand side, and all it simply does is brings the connections in from the communal dish outside and basically splits them off into individual feeds. So every flat in this building has 2 feeds built into the wall. As you can see, they all then go behind the wall and then distributed to the relevant flats who have it. It's made by a company called Optimat. They want to design the switch itself, but as I say, it does not support Sky Q unfortunately, and that's just the electrical. So that's what a communal setup looks like in a set of flats. So back into this cupboard now. This is where everything is now. This is where the hub is and the switch, and the gigabit switch. Well, one of them anyway, so we're going to have a good look. Now, one thing I have done, I have bought the connection to the router to the master socket. So you can see this one's got a BT OpenReach faceplate on it. This is the one they come round and did for me. Unfortunately, they didn't give me the better socket type, which has the filter built in, but it will do. I prefer the new little hubs you do get from Sky, as they are better than the one with the wire. As you can see, it goes down, it goes under the carpet, it goes all the way around through the door, and just pops through the door here. So we've obviously looked in here already. What else have I look in here? So the connection then goes behind there, excuse the muddy stuff, and then back up. So as you can see, I've got the hub on the left hand side there. Again, power on, broadband yes, internet yes, and obviously then we have got the gigabit switch there blinking away as I am downloading Far Cry on the PS4, so that will be going fairly quick. So that's that. I have done a lot of cable management. As you can see, just stepping back, not a lot of it droops, which is what the aim was. So I have done a lot of cable tying as where I can. So the way it works now, obviously my ADSL connection comes in just there, crosses over, and then comes through here. So I'm just going to try and get the best angle I can. I have tried to cable management along the beam here to keep it all nice and high at the way, but I'll walk you through the connection. So obviously the connection for the broadband comes in here, And what happens then, it goes into the router, which we'll just turn around and have a look now. So as you can see, it comes into the router here. Obviously the telephone port is on the left. The gigabit LAN, as you can see, is blinking away there. That then goes to the switch. Ethernet port 2 is available, and obviously the power. Now, in terms of what's happening, obviously the main connection here goes across and into this lovely TP-Link gigabit, switch there. Now, the reason why I'm using this one now versus my Netgear one, so I have got a Netgear 5-port switch, is I think they're a lot easier to manage, because the Netgear ones are brilliant, but the connections are on the front, so I'd have connections coming out and it just looks a lot worse. Whereas here I have the access panel and indicator lights, and obviously on the back is where all the cables come in and out. So the actual connections here, obviously this one here is to go to the router. One of these is for a power line kit, which is the middle one here, which goes to my bedroom. Number 2 here is for the Synology NAS, which I'll show you in just a second. The flat one you'll recognise goes all the way across here and then joins here. It splits off down then and then goes round into the living room to another 8-port switch, which is the Netgear one. And the last one there is for the Ubiquiti access point, which again goes across here, goes into here, which as you can see there's a little block here. Obviously this one here is the connection to the switch, and the next one goes up to the access point just there, so that keeps that out the way as well. That's pretty much the only connections we have. The rest of it goes down into the floor, back into the living room, which then goes to another switch. The Synology NAS is just back here. Now I know what you're thinking, no ventilation. It is quite warm in here, but I have the fans on high, so it keeps yourself nice and cool. I hide it, so just in case anyone was to burgle me, obviously everything's safe because everything goes onto this NAS. So that's always connected there. Obviously connections are up here. I did one slightly just for the power line kit more than anything. But that's the new network cupboard. As you can see, the wires don't look too bad. I have cable strapped them as best as I can. And there's the power brick there for the Synology DS413. So nicely cable managed, I feel, but there we go. I use Velcro to stick it to the wood there, and it seems to be going all right. So yeah, but that's the main one, as you can see, blinking away. So we're going to have a quick look down at the front now, because again that's changed slightly, and then we'll conclude that to an end. Okay guys, so we're back in the living room now, just to kind of conclude the network setup. Obviously this is the gigabit switch underneath the TV. In port number 8 is allocated by the link switch, so this is what connects this switch to the other switch and then to the broadband. As you can see, that's blinking away there on the gigabit speed. Obviously ports 4 to 7 are free at the moment, but that will change. Sometimes when I'm downloading things like big files or anything like that, I do plug my Mac in, so it's always nice to have spare connections. Obviously port number 3 is allocated by the Apple TV. Number 2 is allocated there by the Sky HD box, which is just above there. And obviously number 3 is the PS4, which is why it's blinking away as we're downloading there. So that kind of concludes it, guys. I have got rid of the power line connection down here because I no longer need it. So I could get away with using my 4-port gigabit switch, but I thought I'd leave it on the 8 just in case we get any more devices in which require obviously an Ethernet connection. So that kind of concludes, guys, the Sky Q series at the moment, as sadly I can't go all the way, so for the time being we're going to have to make do with a good old trusty Sky HD box. So it's been great while I've had it. Obviously any comments or anything you want to ask, then please feel free, I'll answer them as best I can. Any advice for people watching who are in a flat, I would personally phone up Sky and verify. They have apparently a checker they can use to see if you've got it. I did try that and they said I should be okay. But as obviously transpires, I'm not eligible to have it just yet. So any updates on that front, we'll obviously come back to you and let you know. But for that kind of concludes my Sky Q video there. Please let me know, and for anybody who has got it, I hope you enjoy it. I'm very jealous. But you never know, if I can't have it, we'll soon to get this upgraded, as I have had it for quite a while now. Probably get the new 2TB box. Okay, thank you guys, and thank you very much for watching the Sky Q series.